Isaiah chapters 28 through 30. Woe to the crown of pride of the drunkards of Ephraim, and to the fading flower of his glorious beauty, which is on the head of the fat valley of them that are overcome with wine. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, as a tempest of hail, a destroying storm, as a tempest of mighty waters overflowing, will he cast down to the earth with the hand. The crown of pride of the drunkards of Ephraim shall be trodden under foot, and the fading flower of his glorious beauty, which is on the head of the fat valley, shall be as the first ripe fig before the summer, which when he that looketh upon it seeth, while it is yet in his hand, he eateth it up. In that day will Jehovah of hosts become a crown of glory and a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people, and a spirit of justice to him that sitteth in judgment, and strength to them that turn back the battle at the gate. And even these reel with wine and stagger with strong drink. The priest and the prophet reel with strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They stagger with strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean. Whom will he teach knowledge? And whom will he make to understand the message? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast? For it is precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Nay, but by men of strange lips and with another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, This is the rest. Give ye rest to him that is weary, and this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. Therefore shall the word of Jehovah be unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there a little, that they may go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. Wherefore hear the word of Jehovah, ye scoffers that rule this people that is in Jerusalem, because ye have said, We have made a covenant with death, and with Sheol are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Therefore thus saith the Lord Jehovah, Behold, I lay on Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone of sure foundation. He that believeth shall not be in haste, and I will make justice the line, and righteousness the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters shall overflow the hiding place. And your covenant with death shall be annulled, and your agreement with Sheol shall not stand, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through. Then ye shall be trodden down by it, as often as it passeth through. It shall take you. For morning by morning shall it pass through, by day and by night, and it shall be naught but terror to understand the message. For the bed is shorter than that a man can stretch himself on it, and the covering narrower than he can wrap himself in it. For Jehovah will rise up as in Mount Perazim. He will be wroth as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his strange work, and bring to pass his act, his strange act. Now therefore be ye not scoffers, lest your bonds be made strong. For a decree of destruction have I heard from the Lord, Jehovah of hosts, upon the whole earth. Give ye ear and hear my voice, hearken and hear my speech. Doth he that plow to sow plow continually? Doth he continually open and harrow his ground? When he hath levelled the face thereof, doth he not cast abroad the fitches, and scatter the cummin, and put in the wheat in rows, and the barley in the appointed place, and the spelt in the border thereof? For his God doth instruct him aright, and doth teach him. For the fitches are not threshed with a sharp threshing instrument, neither is a cartwheel turned upon the cummin, but the fitches are beaten out with a staff, and the cummin with a rod. Bread grain is ground, for he will not be always threshing it. And though the wheel of his cart and his horses scatter it, he doth not grind it. This also cometh forth from Jehovah of hosts, who is wonderful in counsel and excellent in wisdom. Ho, Ariel, Ariel, the city where David encamped. Add ye year to year, let the feast come round. Then will I distress Ariel, and there shall be mourning and lamentation, and she shall be unto me as Ariel. And I will encamp against thee round about, and will lay siege against thee with posted troops. And I will raise siege works against thee, and thou shalt be brought down, and shalt speak out of the ground, and thy speech shall be low out of the dust. and thy voice shall be as of one that hath a familiar spirit out of the ground, and thy speech shall whisper out of the dust. But the multitude of thy foes shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones as chaff that passeth away. Yea, it shall be in an instant suddenly. She shall be visited of Jehovah of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with whirlwind and tempest and the flame of a devouring fire. And the multitude of all the nations that fight against Ariel, even all that fight against her and her stronghold, and that distress her, shall be as a dream, a vision of the night. And it shall be as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh, and his soul is empty. Or as when a thirsty man dreameth, and behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he is faint, and his soul hath appetite. So shall the multitude of all the nations be that fight against Mount Zion. Tarry ye and wonder, take your pleasure and be blind. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For Jehovah hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes, the prophets, and your heads, the seers, hath he covered. And all vision is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. And the Lord said, Forasmuch as this people draw nigh unto me, and with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear of me is a commandment of men which hath been taught them. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. And the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Woe unto them that hide deep their counsel from Jehovah, and whose works are in the dark, and that say, Who seeth us, and who knoweth us? Ye turn things upside down. Shall the potter be esteemed as clay, that the thing made should say of him that made it, He made me not? Or the thing formed say of him that formed it, He hath no understanding? Is it not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest? And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. The meek also shall increase their joy in Jehovah, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scoffer ceaseth, and all they that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender in his cause, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just with a thing of naught. Therefore thus saith Jehovah, who redeemed Abraham, concerning the house of Jacob, Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. But when he seeth his children, the work of my hands in the midst of him, they shall sanctify my name. Yea, they shall sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, and shall stand in awe of the God of Israel. They also that err in spirit shall come to understanding, and they that murmur shall receive instruction. Woe to the rebellious children, saith Jehovah, that take counsel, but not of me, and that make a league, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that set out to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to take refuge in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the refuge in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. For their princes are at Zoan, and their ambassadors are come to Hanes. They shall all be ashamed because of a people that cannot profit them, that are not a help for profit, but a shame and also a reproach, the burden of the beasts of the south. To the land of trouble and anguish, from whence come the lioness and the lion, the viper and the fiery flying serpent. They carry their riches upon the shoulders of young asses, and their treasures upon the humps of camels, to a people that shall not profit them. For Egypt helpeth in vain, and to no purpose. Therefore have I called her Rahab that sitteth still. Now go, write it before them on a tablet, and inscribe it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. For it is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of Jehovah, that say to the seers, See not, and to the prophets, Prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and rely thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly in an instant. And he shall break it as a potter's vessel is broken, breaking it in pieces without sparing, so that there shall not be found among the pieces thereof a sherd wherewith to take fire from the hearth, or to dip up water out of the cistern. For thus said the Lord Jehovah, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest shall ye be saved, in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. And ye would not. But ye said, No, for we will flee upon horses, therefore shall ye flee. And we will ride upon the swift, therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. 1,000 shall flee at the threat of one, at the threat of 5 shall ye flee, till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain, and as an ensign on a hill. And therefore will Jehovah wait, that he may be gracious unto you, and therefore will he be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you. For Jehovah is a God of justice. Blessed are all they that wait for him. For the people shall dwell in Zion at Jerusalem. Thou shalt weep no more. He will surely be gracious unto thee. At the voice of thy cry, when he shall hear, he will answer thee. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be hidden any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left. And ye shall defile the overlaying of thy graven images of silver, and the plaiting of thy molten images of gold. Thou shalt cast them away as an unclean thing. Thou shalt say unto it, Get thee hence. And he will give the rain for thy seed, wherewith thou shalt sow the ground, and bread of the increase of the ground, and it shall be fat as plenteous. In that day shall thy cattle feed in large pastures. The oxen likewise, and the young asses that till the ground, shall eat savory provender, which hath been winnowed with the shovel and with the fork. And there shall be upon every lofty mountain, and upon every high hill, brooks and streams of waters, in the day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall. Moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold, as the light of 7 days, in the day that Jehovah bindeth up the hurt of his people, and healeth the stroke of their wound. Behold, the name of Jehovah cometh from afar, burning with his anger and in thick rising smoke. His lips are full of indignation, and his tongue is as a devouring fire. And his breath is as an overflowing stream that reacheth even unto the neck, to sift the nations with the sieve of destruction, and a bridle that causeth to err shall be in the jaws of the peoples. Ye shall have a song as in the night, when a holy feast is kept, and gladness of heart, as when one goeth with a pipe to come unto the mountain of Jehovah, to the rock of Israel. And Jehovah will cause his glorious voice to be heard, and will show the lighting down of his arm, with the indignation of his anger, and the flame of a devouring fire, with a blast and tempest and hailstones. For through the voice of Jehovah shall the Assyrian be dismayed, with his rod will he smite him. And every stroke of the appointed staff which Jehovah shall lay upon him shall be with the sound of tabrets and harps, and in battles with the brandishing of his arm will he fight with them. For a Topheth is prepared of old, yea, for the king it is made ready. He hath made it deep and large, the pile thereof is fire and much wood. The breath of Jehovah like a stream of brimstone doth kindle it.